So what I've seen over the years goes far beyond just hot flashes and night sweats. And that is why there's such a critical need to take a deeper dive into what women are truly experiencing during this stage of life. Far too often, the conversation around menopause and perimenopause is oversimplified. It's reduced to a few stereotypical symptoms, which many women continue to struggle silently with issues that are disruptive, confusing, and frequently dismissed. Because the symptoms can be so varied and at times incredibly vague. I strongly believe we need to begin reframing the conversation. So rather than speaking about menopause or perimenopause as isolated hormonal events, we should start recognizing them as menopause syndrome or perimenopause syndrome. Why? Because these transitions can affect virtually every system in the body, and no two women experience them in exactly the same way. The symptom picture often depends on the specific hormonal imbalances occurring within each woman's body, combined with factors such as stress, inflammation, gut health, sleep quality, metabolic health, nutritional deficiencies, toxin exposure, and even their underlying medical conditions. This is why one woman may struggle primarily with anxiety and insomnia, while another experiences severe digestive issues, weight gain, depression, joint pain, or debilitating exhaustion. 4 areas, however, have stood out to me repeatedly as especially glaring and life-altering for many midlife women. The first is chronic constipation. This is far more than an inconvenience. Hormonal shifts can slow gut motility, alter the gut microbiome, impact bile flow, and contribute to bloating, discomfort, toxin recirculation, and significant reduction in quality of life. Yet many women suffer in silence because digestive symptoms are rarely discussed openly. And I'm sure you see this in your practice. The second is weight gain, particularly around the midsection. Many women become frustrated because they feel they're doing everything right and still cannot lose weight the way they once could. I'm in that same situation. What they often do not realize is that hormonal fluctuations can directly affect insulin sensitivity, cortisol regulation, inflammation, and metabolism. It can also affect muscle mass and fat distribution. This is not simply about willpower. It is about physiology. The third area is cognitive change, especially severe brain fog. Women frequently describe feeling unlike themselves, forgetful, mentally slow, unable to focus, losing words mid-sentence, or struggling with tasks they previously handled effortlessly. For high-performing women, this can be frightening. Many begin questioning their competence, intelligence, or even their identity, not realizing these cognitive changes can be deeply connected to hormonal transitions. And finally, there is systemic fatigue, the kind of exhaustion that sleep alone does not fix. This is not ordinary tiredness. Many women describe waking up exhausted, pushing through the day on sheer determination, and feeling physically, mentally, and emotionally depleted. Hormonal changes can affect mitochondrial function, adrenal resilience, sleep architecture, thyroid function, inflammation, and energy production in ways that profoundly impact daily functioning. What makes this even more concerning is that these symptoms are often looked at separately instead of being recognized as interconnected pieces of a much larger hormonal and systemic picture. Without anyone stepping back to ask, could these symptoms be connected? Women are sent from specialist to specialist, symptom to symptom. That is why I believe we must begin looking at midlife women through a broader, more integrative lens, one that validates their experiences, investigates root causes, and recognizes that perimenopause and menopause are not just reproductive transitions. They are full body transitions that deserve far more attention, far more research, far more compassion and clinical understanding than they have historically received.